Hello, my name is Lisa Erickson, and I am the College and Career Coordinator at Graduation Alliance. This is the first video in a web series that will help students be more prepared to make choices about their future, especially, of course, when it comes to college and careers. So, one of the most important choices you're going to make is, of course, to decide the career path that you want to pursue. So, let's talk about this process and how you can really find your best fit. So these are the topics that we are going to explore today. We're going to talk about identifying your interests, exploring your specific skill set. We're going to focus a little bit on some of the previous experiences you've had and how that can benefit you. We're going to talk about making lists of these different options and how they kind of overlap. And then the last two steps will be to research and network. Okay, so the first area we're going to dive into. It's about identifying your interests. So there's a few things you can do to figure this out for yourself. You can ask yourself a couple of different questions. What are your preferences regarding work activities and environments? Do you want to work outside, inside? Do you want to work in a big, huge office building with lots of coworkers or in a big hospital helping patients? Are you more interested in doing something yourself that you can do from home or more your own business or, something specific like that where you're not around a lot of people? So you have to ask yourself those questions. Think about the hobbies that you have in your life right now and what you enjoy doing in your free time. Sometimes those hobbies and the career that you pursue can be one and the same, or at least similar, right? Can follow on that same path. You can also think back to when was there a favorite class I took? What was that class? Or an internship or a volunteer experience? Or maybe you were in a class and there was a certain project that you did that you found to be so enjoyable and fulfilling. And maybe that can help you figure out this pathway that you want to take. Next, you want to explore your specific skill set, right? Consider what you're good at because we all have activities that we do in our lives that we are good at, right? And if you can figure out a job where the tasks that you do is something that you can do easily, you feel comfortable doing them, you're going to accomplish a lot in the workplace and maybe even move up in the workplace because you're so good at those things. So it's important to seek positions that really do use your talents. Maybe you have really strong communication skills. So maybe focusing on customer service makes sense. Maybe you're really good at drawing and creating things. Maybe you want to focus on something in the arts or architecture or something along those lines. Okay, so consider those things and how your skill set might really play a big role in the career that you choose. Next, you can consider some of your previous experiences. Okay. More specifically, what did you really enjoy about previous jobs and what did you not enjoy about those jobs? Right. From myself, I have some background working in retail. And while I had some great experiences there, I also know that after doing that, it's not the fit for me. So that's not something that I would pursue in the future. So, knowing this information will really help you to filter out these careers that would possibly work, these careers that you would not even think about exploring. Okay, so you want to make sure you're focused on what you're really going to enjoy in the future. Next, make a list of your options. I love making lists. Once that you know what your own specific interests are and also what you're good at, sometimes those overlap and sometimes those are two different things, you can start to make a really great list, right? Maybe you have a love of animals. That's something that you're interested in. And maybe you're really good at science. Maybe that is the topic or the actual subject that you're the most interested in. So you might want to see where those two things overlap for a potential career. And maybe it's marine biology. Maybe it's working as a veterinarian or a vet tech or something along those lines. But you can see how that overlap can really help you make a decision. Okay, so keep an ongoing list. What are you good at? What do you enjoy? And if it comes up, maybe have a Google Doc that's open and ready. And whenever you think of something, you add to it as you're kind of working through this process, right? And, giving yourself a lot of options will help you think about a number of different career paths that you might want to choose. Okay. All right. The next step is to research some different careers. Spend some time doing the work. Once you have these great lists and all these ideas, and you've thought about some potential career pathways that might really work for you, take some time to learn about those jobs. What sort of things would you do in that job? What kind of environment would you work in? What are the requirements and the responsibilities? And how can you really start to understand what that job involves and the overall nature of that job? And having that information is really going to make a difference. The last step here is to use your network. That means using other people to help you. So once you've gathered all this information, you've made, kind of this great list and really thought it through, then when you've kind of come to a decision that these are a couple of the careers that you really want to pursue, or at least consider pursuing, reach out to someone who's in that profession. Ask them what their days are like, what they dislike about their job. If you don't know someone in that field, maybe use your network in the sense that you reach out on social media, say, hey, does anybody know someone who works in this field? I would love to talk with them. Right? So keep in mind that the more people you ask, the greater insight you are going to have into each one of your career possibilities. Okay. And this network of people could help you maybe to make a final decision. Maybe they could even help you in the future when it comes to finding an actual job. Right. So utilizing other people is so very important. Okay, so now that we've gone through all the steps, why is this important? It's important because you want to be satisfied in your job. You want to have a job that you enjoy going to every day and one that you're going to have success in. And the more it connects with all of these things in your life that you already really enjoy, the more motivated you are to take the next steps to pursuing this career, whether that means getting some kind of licensing or training, getting a degree, whatever it might be. But it really is going to help overall because your personal identity is very closely connected to your job, right? We're all going to be in some type of a career, and you want one that makes sense for you and who you are. So putting in the time and effort, guys, is really going to make a difference here. Okay. It's not always going to be easy, but if you follow these steps, you're going to be that much closer to figuring out exactly what it is that you want to do. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a wonderful day.